And now the starting lineup for MACU. Number 1, Chloe Mitchell. Number 2, Faith Foch. Number 5, Lena Stockhammer. Number 6, Madeline Shirley. Number 10, Vanessa Murray. Number 30, Allison Porter. And at libero, Megan Plunk. Now, the starting lineups for your SAGU Lady Lions. Number 1, Faith Mariquin. Number 3, Riley Burcham. Number 5, Ava Myers. Number 6, Abby Wells. Number 11, Emma Tompkins. Number 18, Jancy Akers. And at libero, Tessa Glick. The head coach for your Lady Lions is Hank Moore.
All right, we are ready to get this match underway today, again here in the Schaefer Center on the campus of Southwestern Assemblies of God University. Thanks again for tuning in. This is sure to be a great match today. Lots of entertaining plays to come. I will apologize in advance if you tune in frequently to our broadcast. You are familiar, no question, with the voice of my partner, John Cookman. John is not with us today. He is actually over at the SAGU football game. So it will be just me on the broadcast today. My name is Devin Webb. I am typically the color commentary for your viewing pleasure. So today I'll do my best to balance both. But most importantly, you'll be able to see each play on the screen. So thank you for your patience and your grace today. We're looking forward to a really great match. I will say that as I was getting ready for this game today, I started looking at the matchup and who we were playing. And when I played at Southwestern many years ago, this was a much different matchup for us at that point in time. So talking to Coach Moore Sr. before the match today and sharing his thoughts on the match, it's definitely going to be a great contest, and the Lady Lions are going to have to come out strong right at the get-go. The most recent matchup for these two teams, March of this year, and the Lady Lions actually fell to the Evangels 2-3. So they're going to have to come out really strong right at the start here as we get ready to start set number 1. The Lady Lions libero number 10, Tessa Glick, is back to serve, and we'll get started. A nice deep serve, a bit out of system to the outside. Mitchell for MACU. Lady Lions take the first point. Glick goes back to serve again. And the serve goes just barely long. This is going to be a match where service errors have to stay to a minimum for both teams. Anytime you're matched up really closely, you got to get back to that line and focus. MACU back to serve. Number 4, Kaylee Walker. Beautiful in system to 5 Myers for the Lady Lions, and that goes in for a kill. The ball goes back to the Lady Lions side as number 6, Abby Wells, goes back to serve at the line. Great top spin serve to outside number 12, Hannah Fokker. And a great dump, sneaky play by the Lady Lions setter, Riley Burcham. She actually was named the SAC Setter of the Week this week, so she is definitely a player to watch in today's match. Wells back to serve. It looks like there it was a back row over the net call. A little bit of argument there. So looks like what's going on, the R1, the up ref, also known as, is calling a redo play here, but it looked like what the call was, if the setter's in the back row and goes up to play above the plane of the net and jumps, and gets over the net, it's an illegal play. So we will replay as Wells is back to serve again, an out-of-system pass. And a hitting error for number 10, Morera. Lady Lions have the ball again. Another great topspin serve outside to number 12, Fokker. And a hitting error just outside the line as the Lady Lions climb ahead to take a lead of 5-1 here in set number 1. Great ace serve by number 6, Abby Wells. That high topspin, a super competitive serve. It's really either going to be that kind of a serve or what we call a float serve. You'll see here MACU has called their first timeout of set 1 as they are trailing the Lady Lions 1-6. That topspin serve that Wells is showing us right now, ideally, without it dropping too far in front of you, is a fairly simple ball to pass if you're able to get your feet set in time. It has its pros over the floater serve, just as it does vice versa. Floater has some pros that the topspin doesn't quite have. But in this case, you can see as Wells goes back to serve, she's got such power behind that topspin. And as you can see, it's worked well for her these past couple of serves. So we'll see what happens when we go back here, but this is a standard timeout call to try and ice that serve as this trailing point differential here is certainly an uncomfortable spot for the Lady Evangels. And this is a crucial point to come back in as the team that caused the timeout. So this is a really crucial and important serve for Wells to get back to the line and focus. It doesn't have to be a killer serve, but what it does need to be is over and in. So we are back underway here. Lady Lions 6-1 after timeout number 1 in the first set. And that right there, you see the coaches high-fiving on the MACU sideline. That is a great timeout, strategically done by those coaches on the sideline. Thrilled with that result, putting MACU back with the opportunity to score. Number 10, Vanessa Morera with the serve. We've got a tip there by Lady Lions' Ava Myers. A great look at the other side of the floor. You see she went up fully, powerfully ready to hit the ball, but she saw that open spot in the middle of the floor and took that tip opportunity. Myers is now back to serve. Lady Lions are up 7-2. And that right there is a bit more of that floater serve out to number 12, Fokker, with a kill straight across. And Glick, the libero for the Lady Lions, wasn't quite there, able to make it there in time. So MACU has the ball back again for number 5, Stockhammer, to serve. A bit out of system there as number 4, Alexis Mueller, goes up, gets the kill for the Lady Lions. A little bit slower than maybe what we're used to seeing as Mueller warms up today, but a point nonetheless as number 11, Emma Tompkins, sophomore middle hitter for the Lady Lions, is up to serve. Serve to the libero, taken over by number 7, Calicote for MACU. Set to the right side, a back row hit there by Emma Tompkins and a kill. A back row swing, great use of that strong front row hitter in the back row there. Emma Tompkins back to serve again. Lady Lions are up 9-3. Switching it up with a shorter serve there as we are still trying to get the ball from MACU to Fokker, their number 1 hitter. And MACU will take the point. 4 serving 9 with Fokker back to serve. Outside to Mueller, a roll shot over the net, trying to get the ball back in play to number 7, Calicote. And they're returned with a dump attempt by number 3, Riley Burcham. A good idea looking back behind her. She saw that open point at the tee there, the 10th foot line, just a little too far outside. as Falker's back to serve again. Great cover there by number 5, Lena Stockhammer. Mueller attempted that fast one on him, and there Riley Burcham redeems that last error with a great quick look and a left-handed dump to the middle of the floor that was wide open. And Burcham is back to serve. Lady Lions are up 10-5 in set number 1. An attempt to get the ball back in play out to Faith Fouch. I will pronounce it that way, not sure. And a great stuff block there by MACU. We'll give credit there to Allison Porter and Maddie Calico on that block. And MACU is back to serve. Libero Megan Plump. A free ball taken back over by Alexis Mueller. And a slide play there resulting in a kill. Vanessa Morera with great execution. You can feel the momentum, I'm sure, if you're watching, with after a stuff block and a great slide play that resulted in a kill like that. MACU is slowly creeping up to the Lady Lions lead, now only trailing by 3 points. Mueller with that first pass outside to Abby Wells. Returned a little too quickly if you're MACU. Back to Mueller with a tip. Scrappy play there by MACU. Stockhammer was barely there, got some touch on the ball, but didn't quite get it up in a way that could be played out for a second and third contact. So the Lady Lions are back up 11-7. Not quite as big as a lead as we saw in the beginning of the set, with number 1, Faith Mariquin, back to serve. Serve to that left back position, back to Calicote on the right side of the floor. Ava Myers with a kill attempt to the back of the floor. Another tip, switching up there, and number 1, Chloe Mitchell with the kill. You can tell the maturity in both of these teams, being able to take a look at the floor each time they go up. Really, you've seen several players do it. You know that they have strong hitters on the team, but to be able to see what's open and switch up to a tip is key. Number 2, Faith Fouch, back to serve. Back to Wells with a great swing, really hard back to the deeper part of the court. Not quite able to recover that on the MACU side. Taking the Lady Lions up 12-8. Lady Lions libero Tessa Glick back to serve again for the Lady Lions. So we have made it through a full rotation here. 12 points in for the Lady Lions. Outside, Chloe Mitchell with a swing. Luckily for the Lady Lions, just barely out of bounds to put them up with a 5-point lead here in set number 1. And if you've played volleyball at any point in your life, you know it's always a race to each 5-point marker. So you want to be the first to 5, 10, 15, 20, and of course 25 to win the set. So we are seeing that here with the Lady Lions fighting to get to the first at 15. Emma Tompkins with some contact there at the front. A deep tip by number 5, Ava Myers, pushing that. And a good swing by MACU, falling just in front of Glick there in the middle back of the floor. MACU is not going to give up easily here, as number 4, Kaylee Walker, is back to serve for the Evangels. Serve simple to the libero. Emma Tompkins is up. Great kill there, hitting across her body straight in front of number 2, Fouch, for the Evangels. And number 6, Abby Wells, back to serve for the Lady Lions. There's that top spin serve again. Seems to be working really well for her, hitting right on that seam between Fouch and Walker in the back right-hand side of the court for MACU. And again, if you can get your feet set under that top spin serve, you don't have to do anything. The ball will move for you. But it's when your feet are still moving. A great pass there. It's difficult to clean that up. Outside to Fokker there for the Lady Evangels. Now outside, Ava Myers. Great use of the block off of number 10, Morera there. for a Lady Lions point. This is going to take us into our second timeout called by the Lady Evangels. And if I'm not mistaken, the first timeout, I think the score was 5-1, maybe 6-1, Lady Lions. But you'll see that the MACU coaching staff called that timeout, but they're not yet in the huddle. A real strategic move there. They probably wouldn't have much different things to say than they did in that first timeout. It's the small errors that are making all the difference here. So getting your feet set to pass a serve-receive play, making sure that you're in the right spot on defense, your feet are constantly moving, you're on your toes, all those kinds of things were likely what were said in that first timeout huddle. So here you see the MACU team huddled up by themselves, different members of the team sharing encouraging words there as the coaches join. But in a team sport, it's always the case, but especially in fast-paced volleyball, you have to be able to pull your head up and really shake off every error, and almost in real time, and just act like it didn't happen, because the more you get hung up in your errors and the more you allow momentum to shift to the other side of the floor, the harder it is to pull out from that. And next thing you know, you'll look up and you're trailing by 7 points. Certainly not too far gone, but we all know it is harder to gain that momentum back the closer you get to the end of the set. And we're back here with Wells to serve for the Lady Lions, 16 serving 9. And that is the second time that that timeout has worked, and you can see Coach Moore taking some notes over on his side of the bench, and he's probably saluting the MACU coaching staff. Both of their strategic timeouts have worked and gotten the ball back. So MACU is now up to serve 10-16 with Morera at the service line. And a set there to Myers. Great play. You saw all three of those front row hitters rotating differently to try and confuse that blocking defense, and it worked in their favor as Myers had a clear net, able to go for that kill. And Myers is now back to serve, 17-10, Lady Lions. And a quick set there to Allison Porter from the middle. Ava Myers with a roll shot from the back side. Out to Fokker, using the block there. She was able to see she had a double block, could go across court trying to cut her arm and her hand tight enough to get a good cross-court shot, but instead used her full power to go in between there, resulting in a kill for her. Lena Stockhammer back to serve for the Lady Evangels. Front row pass there by Emma Tompkins, set out to Alexis Mueller. Burcham attempting to get that play up, and she has another great save there with a roll shot over the net by Mueller. Mueller up with a solo block. Great play there. She is so excited. That's a great momentum shift for the Lady Lions. Although the score would show that the Lions have the momentum, a play like that, a solo block, is huge in securing that momentum. A great play there by number 4, Alexis Mueller. She's a familiar name for those of you that have tuned in, a junior on the Lady Lions team. Fokker with a roll shot deep to the middle of the floor, outside to Mueller, a roll shot down the line, just a little bit too wide. A good idea though, that back corner of the court was definitely open, a little bit too far outside this time around. Fokker is back to